What is up, everyone? My name is Alex, aka Doer, and we are back with Doers Take Breaks, where we invite a guest, talk all things MMA, jump into the world of collectibles. And today I have the pleasure to sit down with Luke from the MMA Love podcast and the MMA Love Only Cards YouTube channel. Luke, a pleasure having you. How are you, my friend?
Dude, good morning. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's raining today over here, so I like the vibe that it's setting. It's been a good morning so far. Started early with the kiddos waking us up early, but all good, all good. So you know what we're here to do today. We're going to talk a lot of MMA. I know you have a whole lot of cards that we're going to discuss as well. That John Jones is beautiful, by the way, as you just kind of casually put that on
throwing that
camera.
out there. Yeah, just throwing it on the table. I'm gonna throw a lot of crap on the table while you talk, so
Okay.
it'll keep your viewers engaged.
I love it. And yeah, true to the name, only cards. We don't need your beautiful face on camera because we have cards and that is more than enough. So where I want to start before we get into how you got into MMA is a segment that we're calling underrated, properly rated, and overrated. I'm going to toss out a few names to you, and I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to mind in those three categories. All right. So Sean O'Malley.
Oh, on the MMA Love podcast, he was perpetually underrated,
Wow.
and
Okay.
I think that
Perpetually.
I think that Matt and I have both come around on Sean and seen him improve time and time again, and I think he is now properly rated.
Yeah, he's definitely come around to putting more stripes, earning more stripes, I should say. So it makes
He remains completely brittle and all his shit breaks every time he fights, but that's his problem. It's not my problem.
All right. What about Henry Cejudo?
I will forever remember when Henry came back from getting his ass kicked by Marlon Moraes and beat him in the third round. But I don't think he's going to be able to do that again in that division. He's too old. So overrated.
Overrated. Wow. I will segue here a little bit and say I'm so happy you brought up that fight specifically. I don't hear it brought up enough. Honestly, that to me,
I'll never forget it.
yeah, I'll never forget that performance because he was getting destroyed. He was getting manhandled, and it wasn't looking well. And for him to be able to change his strategy and then turn it around and finish him in that next round, where on a damaged leg that wasn't going to take too much more, that to me was a pivotal moment in how I looked at Henry Cejudo. Because like many of us, we loved Mighty Mouse, so we weren't happy with the fact that Henry's the one that took that belt from him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right, Peter Yan.
Oh, I don't know. He lost his last fight, didn't he? Did he lose?
No, he
to
won.
Song?
He won against Song.
He
won
he
in
beat Song Yadong?
Yeah. He looked really bad in the first round, but then he picked it up in round 2 and 3 and ended up taking a pretty decisive decision.
That's good. So properly rated.
Okay. Dominic Cruz.
Dom. God, I can't believe Dom still fights.
Yeah, maybe
Dom is
think of
probably,
Dominic Cruz in his
dude.
prime.
Honestly, Dom is probably underrated.
I love it.
Right?
That's probably the most consistent answer across the board so far.
Isn't that true though? Because I mean, who's going to give Dom a chance right now?
Yeah.
And then the crazy movement comes out. He goes to the dark place. He blacks out, and when he wakes up, he's killed someone. You know, you just don't know. It's Dom Cruz.
Dominic Cruz, man. Yeah, no, I enjoy him. I think he's obviously past his prime, but I think he's always been underrated, and especially after the Cody fights or the Cody fight, right? It just wasn't. They had his number finally. They had enough film on the man that they finally figured him out, and there's nothing to be ashamed of because it took how many fighters to finally?
Dude, he will hold a grudge about every fight he's ever lost, every slight. We're gonna talk about weird people and weirdness generally, probably in the next hour. Dom Cruz is a great example of the weirdness in MMA. He's a weird dude.
I agree. He's different. I won't say weird, but he's different. All right, Raul Rosas.
Oh boy, he can't fight. Raul Rosas Jr.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he can't get to a fight, and he's
Yeah,
only like 17. So that's not a good sign.
So you think he's overrated at the moment?
Yeah, he's overrated.
All right. Ilya Taporia.
Ilya Topuria is properly rated. He is awesome at MMA fighting. Also, the first person I've ever seen throw rose petals in the octagon.
Yeah, really
Fucking
cool touch.
amazing.
Really
I hope
cool
I can
touch.
swear. Can I swear on your show?
Of course, yeah, of course.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on, we had great horse rips here, Jeremy. And surprisingly, he caught himself not cursing throughout the entire episode, which
the
was
horseman.
I was not expecting it, but yeah, we can absolutely curse.
Oh, yeah, Ilya's a wrecking machine. He's
a showman for sure. So that
really
the whole
good.
rose petal, having the
Dude,
film crew behind
so
him making
good.
the film. Yeah, no, he's really good. Really good. And he's a businessman too. You can see it, you know. So like when it's time to pay homage and give real thoughts on other fighters that have come before him, he has no problem saying like, "Oh, I admire this fighter. Yeah, this guy was influential." But when it comes to like, let's sell a fight, he also knows how to turn it up in a way that's fun for us, you know, for us to watch.
Yep. He has an understanding of what it takes to market himself.
Yeah. And his wife is also a piece of that machine, but it's not too overbearing either, you know. But we just know about her there, and she backs her man up, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Wag life. Let's go.
All right, Alex Volkanovski.
I bet in his next fight he will be underrated by the bookies, but he is properly rated.
That's right. Okay. Max Holloway.
Max Holloway is the goddamn best MMA fighter that's ever MMA fought. He's blessed his best, baby. Let's go.
I love it. Islam Makhachev.
Islam is overrated. He will be exposed. I just say that. I say that about every beard brigader. It's never right. Islam's very, very, very good. Probably properly rated at this point. Better than Khabib. He mixes his game up better than Khabib. Yeah. He is Khabib 2.0, truly.
Arman Tsarukyan.
Arman is the only reason Arman won't be champ is because Gamrot will be champ.
That's really interesting. What's Gamrot's? I don't have Gamrot on this list, but what was his last performance?
Gamgoat's last performance was probably stealing a decision from Beneil Dariush or Arman. I can't remember who, but
it wasn't Arman, but it was probably Beneil.
One of the lightweights. It was from God. Who was it?
It was probably Beneil because Arman.
It was probably Beneil.
Beneil too. So Beneil's been on a losing streak, I should say. So I think it was to these two guys. Okay. Right. Interesting. Leon Edwards.
It was Rafael dos Anjos. It was stealing a decision from Rafael dos Anjos. Leon is always underrated.
Oh, yeah. But that's actually a hit or miss too, though. You would think most people think he's underrated, but I've heard different cases be made for that. JDM.
Oh, dude, Jack Della Maddalena is my dude. Give me anyone from down under that punches the body. That is just, he's so good. Yeah,
so I love it so much. You have him properly rated or underrated?
He is probably underrated because people don't rate punching the body highly enough in MMA.
Yeah, surprisingly they don't, right? But some people do it so masterfully. You saw Sean O'Malley do the body work against Cheeto. There's that young gun that had what's his name, Joshua something. He's like a rookie, but he just eats at the body. Like that's his game, and he makes it look so beautiful. He had a fight just fall through for 303, but I'll pin it up here because I'm excited to watch this young gun as well. But JDM's another one. We saw Stipe go to the body against DC and make that work out.
Yeah. There's some kid from Wales that does it really well. I forget his name, but I'm always excited when I see him. Yeah, I like JDM a lot.
I like it. All right, Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Shavkat is properly rated. He'll probably be champ.
I love it. Curious for this one. Ian Gary.
Ian is way overrated.
Sean Strickland.
Sean Strickland is properly rated now. He's the snake charmer.
Okay. Paulo Costa.
Amazing what he did. Paulo Costa is overrated.
Khamzat Chimaev.
Overrated.
Alex Pereira.
Properly rated.
Jamal Hill.
Underrated.
Tom Aspinall.
Underrated. He'll be champ.
And last but not least, Dana White.
Overrated. Highly overrated.
I love it. All right, so let's jump into MMA. What got you into the sport? To watching it, training it, possibly? What do you want to share about that?
I never trained it. I started watching it. I was listening to a political podcast where the host started doing jujitsu, and they started watching it and started talking about it incessantly. So I started watching it and watching back catalog stuff. I've never had an attraction to sports really, or combat sports, but this sport, the unpredictability of it and the sort of nicheness of it, it was hipster enough for me to get into it and start watching it all the time. I started watching the UFC for the Ultimate Fighter Live season. That's when I started watching it as it was coming out.
Wow. Awesome.
So Chiesa's, I guess if Chiesa's in 2012 Bloodlines, that's his rookie card, then that would have been his probably 2011. I was watching that.
What's your earliest memory of like a fighter that really stood out to you beyond just watching it as a sport? To say, I'm actually a fan of this guy. I want to watch his next fight.
Honestly, it was Chiesa and Magny on that season of the Ultimate Fighter.
Okay.
Those were the first two fighters that I was like, oh, I like these two people. I want to watch these two people be fighters, and I got to, and that's been pretty cool.
Both of them have been around for such a long time, and it's really cool to see their development of how they look from then to now. And obviously, Magny has had better days, but he's a hit or miss. He just had a big win recently after losing to Ian Gary, right?
If you cannot stop Neil from Bilal installing you, then that's what gatekeeping is to the upper level of that division, and you have to be able to get through that game plan. So props to Ian Gary for being able to do it. Chiesa, I don't know if you were watching that season of the Ultimate Fighter, but this was the one season they did where it was live. So they actually had a live fight every week, and they never did it again because it's expensive as fuck to do that. Like you can't put these guys in the house for 16 weeks like that. When they did Connor Chandler last season, they did like 5 fights a night or 4 fights a night. And they were only in the house for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But because they did it live, they just cut tape every week, made a little episode, a mini episode, and then had a full fight. And Chiesa's father passed away from a terminal illness during the season.
Wow.
And they actually filmed all that, got him home for a couple days, and then he came back and won the goddamn thing. And I was like, which, is its own monkey's paw, because the Ultimate Fighter contract is absolute garbo. But it worked out for him. He won it and got a UFC and really made an unforgettable impact on people like me that were watching it, especially people watching MMA for some of the first times.
You connected emotionally to it as well. Yeah, you saw the human aspect of it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's reality TV, but it was reality. I mean, he actually went through it,
Yeah. And he recently took a pretty bad loss. Who was it to it? But he got submitted, and I was just surprised to see it. I was like, damn it, because you want to see him continue to do well, but he's also good with the commentary stuff he does with the ESPN team. So I think he'll be fine, but I don't know how much longer him or Neil have, right? They've been around for a while, and you don't want to be a gatekeeper for too long. Luckily, Neil hasn't had to get viciously KO'd by anybody, and neither has Chiesa. So hopefully they know when the time is right to step away gracefully.
Yeah. Well, I I don't think any MMA fighter really
It's
knows when the
tough,
time is.
right?
He lost it.
Yeah.
He got subbed by Kevin Holland in the first
Kevin
fight.
Holland. Okay. Yeah.
But to be fair, that's 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 at welterweight. Yeah, when Chiesa started, he was a lightweight, and Holland is enormous.
Yeah.
But
He's
to be
lengthy.
fair,
Big.
he did get subbed, and I get it. It's all these guys say they're going to retire. I swear to God, Joanna said she was going to retire. I was like, you're not. You're never going to
I mean,
retire.
you
And
see
now she's
Jose
in the
Aldo.
Hall of
He was
Fame.
supposed to retire, and he's back now for another fight.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was yeah. I don't like that. Right.
These
Like,
are
but
competitors. They
that's the
can't.
thing. Yeah, we spoke about that recently on another episode. It's just like they're competitors at heart that it's hard for them to ever not believe in their capabilities because they know all the hours that they put in the gym and they see what they believe they can do. So that's where I'm like, it's hard to tell them. Like Frankie Edgar was another one. Forever, his whole family and his team and his camp was like, bro, you've done enough, hang it up.
Yeah.
And he just kept going out there and kept getting KO'd.
Yeah.
Man, that's rough. Okay,
Yep.
and then so you've been watching since then. Been to a lot of live events.
I've been to. I went to UFC when it hit Seattle in 2013 or so. It
Who was
was
the main
a
card on that?
Demetrius Johnson versus John Moraga.
It's really cool that you got to see Mighty Mouse.
I will tell. Let me tell you something about it. It's different when you see it and when you see someone in person,
Yeah.
especially a 125er. Pat blast double a dude across the entire octagon. Like you just like 20-foot sprint, picking a dude up and running him all the way into the other side of the cage. That is just it's a different experience. You don't have the scale you need to be able to see that if you're not there to see it.
Yeah, and on the topic of just the environment that it is to watch it live, what is your take on Apex fights? Most people, I know what their answer is because they're speaking about it from a viewer at home. So give me your thought there, but then also let me ask you, if you were to be able to be at an Apex fight, would that change your opinion?
So we trash the Apex on our podcast every time we do a podcast. It was and I'm on record in the middle of 2021 saying the Apex is the best thing ever because back then it was because people couldn't gather in person if they wanted to because it was really unsafe to do so. Now it's still unsafe to do so, but people want to do it, so we let them do it, and capitalism must continue.
Mm-hmm.
It makes the viewing product insanely bad. It makes the fights worse because the fighters themselves don't get the pop. So it's more of a sparring session half the time. It's like it's one thing if you go to Vegas and the first two fights nobody's in the arena and it's just you screaming profanity at Left Hook Larry. Because I got to do that in Vegas at 248, I think was the number. It's different when there's never going to be a crowd. It's just not the same. And it is an indictment of the UFC and ESPN that they think that this product is a long-term healthy product that they can continue to market. It's absolutely wild. I hate it.
You hate
absolutely
it.
hate it.
Okay. I may be attending one in the next few months. So I want to see for myself, but from folks that I know who have attended a few, it's a selfish point of view because some of these folks have been able to watch a few of them in the Apex, the intimacy, it almost feels like it's like a kumite type of environment.
Go to a casino show. Go to your local community college gymnasium and watch some Emmys.
But you're watching these elite athletes do it, and then some are able to still rise to the occasion, even though it's that awkward, like it's super silent in there type of environment. But I hear you. At the end of the day, the best product is what Dana and the team do with these big, massive cards and all the production that goes behind them. But I feel like I do appreciate some of the Apex one.
Enjoy your overcooked steak. Like fucking awesome. If you want to do it, I'm not. I listen, listen. I bought a Mike Perry auto. I have no business telling other people how to spend their money. Okay, like this is proof. But if you're gonna go to a tiny show, go to a tiny show where it still matters, because that's the thing. The Apex feels like it doesn't. And that
Oh,
when they do these shows in the Apex, they are showing you that they don't care about the product, and the product doesn't matter to them, and all that matters is that they fulfill that contract with ESPN.
yeah.
You go to if I go up the road to the community college and see some Ammies, those Ammies are going to fight their fucking asses off because the fights still matter.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. You said UFC 248. Who was the main on that?
Zhang Weili versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk was the co-main event, and it was the main event because the fight between Izzy and Romero was Garbo. So you can still have Garbo fights in front of a crowd. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But that's because Zhang and
Ooh.
Joanna satisfied the blood gods and had the fight of the year for that one. That's the one Joanna's head swole up like she was.
Tell me about it. Yeah,
something.
tell me about watching it. Like, what did you? At what round? By what round did you realize we're watching a contender for fight of the year, one of the ones that's going to go in the books? Like, at what point did you realize what you were witnessing live?
So there was a dude behind me who was probably special forces or something, or maybe a pilot, because he had his vision was probably some of the best vision of anyone I've ever talked to in my life. Khabib was standing in the dark in the tunnel, about to walk out to his seat, and the dude knew he was there. He's got like 0-20 vision.
That's
So
insane.
so he is spotting all this stuff with his friends, and they're all like Cuban Americans.
Yeah.
So they are flipping the fuck out for the main event, and they love Joanna. No, Zhang Weili couldn't get any hype. Everybody was there for Joanna except like some Chinese nationals down on the floor and me. I felt like. So they go, and the second round I think is when I realized how good a fight it was, and then the next 3 rounds it was like nobody knows. I had no idea who won, but the people are all around me think Joanna won. So when Zhang Weili pulls it off, I'm just like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah, here people are gonna get upset.
It's so fun in a crowd when people are so fired up like that. It was great.
People were going crazy and they were booing. I don't remember. I think I watched that in a bar, so I couldn't hear the audio of how the crowd took it. But I thought watching it, it was the right decision. I remember not watching that call and being like, "Oh, that's a bad call." Like I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." But live, you're saying people were upset about it.
It was. I've watched it again a couple times and tried to score it. It's very hard to score, and probably the reason Zhang Weili swayed the judges is because of the head clash that caused that hematoma on Joanna's forehead.
It's a bad look, right? Yeah.
It's a bad look, even if it was caused by a head clash, which no one knows it was unless you watch it again on slow-mo. You can see a head clash at the end of a round, I think round 2, which causes the swelling. But after that, it's like, then, you got to win. You got to be the champ. You got to target that thing. It's hell. Then it's just hell.
So it looks so bad. So for even you guys watching it live, you can see it, right? Like it's clear that her head was getting deformed.
Oh yeah. Dude, it was oh yeah, and they would zoom in on it and shit and put it on the Jumbotron and everybody would go, "Oh!"
Yeah, it was so bad.
You got 50,000 people going, "Oh!"
Would you say that's probably your favorite live event, or is there another one that we haven't got to yet?
That was my favorite fight because I got to see history get made, right? And that's my favorite fighter that's still fighting currently. But if you ever have a chance to go to a show in Japan, do it. I got to go to Japan, and I just happened to be there on a weekend when they were doing a Pancrase show in a tiny auditorium. I think Pancrase was only MMA then, and I think it still is. And it was just it was sort of on the level of an LFA show.
Okay.
Had some mismatches, had some good matches, had some weight classes you wouldn't see here. I got to see men's atom weight.
Wow.
And I got to see this Russian dude spinning back elbow another dude. Just got to see some crazy shit, and I got to see it all in Japan, which was a great experience. And I got curry from a vending machine afterwards, so it was pretty good.
Is are the fights there? I don't know how long ago this was, but I think I've heard through like Rampage that all those fights in Japan are pretty quiet because
Yeah.
just the culture of how they watch the fights there. Was that the case for this?
So there is this American dude that trains in Thailand named Anthony Du, and he was fighting, I think, at men's 115, men's strawweight, not men's atomweight. I got to see men's strawweight. He was 115, and this dude only knew how to do submissions. He was fighting, so the dude would just fall down in front of him, or Anthony
All
would
the time.
kick him in the leg, and he would fall down and try to bait Anthony into following him to the ground. So at one moment, the dude falls down in front of Anthony, and no one is making any noise in the whole arena. And I stand up and I just fucking scream at him, Anthony, don't play his fucking game. Whole arena heard me. I was a little embarrassed, but they also probably knew at that point that I was the American in the audience. So
Yep, they probably knew it was coming. They were just waiting.
Probably. And you know what? Anthony heard me too, and he got back up. So
too funny. And talking about mismatches, and because we brought up Mighty Mouse earlier, I think it's a fun question. Did you watch his latest competition video that came out where it was Mighty
the
Mouse
heavyweight
versus,
open weight jujitsu. I haven't
yeah.
watched it yet. I've seen
You
a
have
lot of
not?
highlights
Oh
now. I need to
man.
watch it.
I just went. I think it was like 2 nights ago. I watched the full video that he uploaded. It's like an hour long of just the whole day, and it's so impressive. It's just so impressive to his team as well, how they're coaching him, and what he was able to do in that situation, and how close he was to winning 2 gold medals on the same day. But it's so yeah, definitely go back and watch it, and then we can. I'll get your thoughts through the podcast once you guys cover that as well.
I'll try to watch it. The social media is hard for me. I make it through like 10 minutes of a YouTube video or something, and then it's tough. It's tough.
I hear you. No, I mean I have so much in my watch later, and
Yep.
that at this point it can take me like a month to catch up. So I do my best, try to take it in little bits. So I take it you haven't watched Roadhouse either then.
No, that's definitely on my watch later. It'll probably stay there for the entire time. That's a tough one. I have to
Yeah.
watch the Halle Berry Shevchenko thing. I have to watch
What's
that
the
first.
name of that? I've been meaning to put that on my radar to watch it. I just never got to the point where I'm like, what's the name of that movie and have I watched it yet or not? I'm sure I haven't or
It's
else I would have remembered.
It's either Unbreakable or Breakable or something
Okay.
like
All right,
that.
I'm gonna
I don't,
put it
dude.
here.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna type that and then I'll find it. I'm gonna make it a goal to watch that in like the month of April. We'll see.
There you go.
All right. So, enough MMA talk. Now I want to jump into some cards. Before we get into our segment of breaking cards, you have a lot on the table. So why don't you tell me what's going on? What is this mess? And
Oh my
tell us about all these investments you have here.
Okay, so here's the thing about cards.
These are your stocks, right? These are your stock certificates here.
No, my stock certificates actually exist in Charles Schwab because cards are a losing investment. Don't invest in cards unless it's sold Babe Ruth or the other guy that plays the stick and ball thing. Don't buy cardboard to make money because you won't. But if you're gonna buy cardboard you like, or buy round one cardboard because
Yes, sir.
that is
Do
in
you
pretty good
purchase?
shape.
Yeah, do you purchase these with the intention of getting a lot of these graded? So you just try to find some loose ones to then grade
Look at
them.
all the yellow that's on the surface of that. It's all fucked up. So I buy packs of old stuff from my buddy Chicken.
Yes.
Chicken 1 of 1.
Yes, sir.
That's his logo. He's on Whatnot most of the time, and he occasionally will get boxes of old stuff and rip them because it's exciting. So I got a couple round 1 packs from him, and God, look at that.
Yeah, let's look through them. We just had Evan from Bentley Breaks, who's a host for Chicken.
Yes, yeah. Bentley. Bentley, and there's a couple other guys
Yeah, you
that
have
break there too.
Jason. Yeah.
The
There's a few names.
photos in round 1 are just, this is just the best. There's some round 2 stuff that's really bloody too, but stuff like that, stuff like just Josh Berkman with the walk off.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. So um there's very few cards that will gain in value. I don't even really think the John Jones will gain in value, but I'm very lucky because I actually I opened both of these on my channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I ripped
Interesting.
those. I
If
didn't
you
buy
can
those.
send me the links to those. I wanna plug those in here as well.
Dude,
That's a
I
insane
ripped
pull.
those. I
Holy
ripped
crap.
those. I opened that round 2 box and it had a Jones rookie and it had a Jones first auto. And I didn't know Jones rookie was in this. I thought he had a rookie card in round 1. He doesn't. He
How
has
did
a
you
rookie card
react?
in round
What was
2.
the reaction when you pulled that?
Joe's card stash gives me a ration of shit because I didn't know. Because I was just like, "There's no way that's his rookie. That's his rookie. There's no way that's his rookie." Nobody,
What did
and that's the thing too. Like my channel is not for everybody. It's mostly just me fucking around and like talking to myself. Like that's
yeah.
not very entertaining for most people. But
What
the
did it
people it
grade?
is
What's the
entertaining
grade of it?
for really like it.
Yeah. What's the grade of that Jones?
Oh, this. So I got two. I opened 2
Wow.
boxes of round 2. I got a John Jones rookie in each of them, and I got a 9 mint. And tag will do a 3-digit if you do the higher end grading.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of know like you're 12 points away from a 10 there. This is probably a 10 with other companies, but maybe it's a
Mm-hmm.
9. It doesn't matter. I do appreciate tag because it gives me that more objective grading and less subjective human graded experience.
What
So when
about
I
the
have,
auto back there? What's the grade on the auto back there?
that is also a 9,
A 9.
which I was not. I got this graded with PSA because if you want to resell something, PSA is the way to
PSA.
go. And I was a little bummed out considering this card looks perfect, but because it's also a $2,000 card or whatever it is, I don't really want to break it out of there
Do
and
it.
then
Yeah.
send it somewhere else to get graded again. It's just that,
PSA tag. You have a few there. What are your thoughts on some of the more recent ones that are the what is it using like AI to basically grade it? Have you seen those?
so AI isn't real. That's just a word people use, and it's a word people use to describe tag as well. Uh, and tag representatives will correct people when they see it occasionally and say, "Look, we don't use AI. We use what's called machine learning. It just takes a picture and then matches it according to the specs we give it."
I
If
guess
you
I
want
think
to,
of AI as machine learning though. Well, even though it's artificial intelligence, but I think of it
sure,
as yeah. Okay.
sure, but so machine learning is just a machine getting better at identification over time because its training set gets bigger, which
Yeah,
is
the
a great
data
way to
that's
grade
coming in.
cards because cards are supposed to be all the same all the time. Like a card is
Right.
supposed to be 2.5 by 3.5 and have 4 straight edges and 4 good corners, right?
Yep.
So in that sense, it's kind of the perfect implementation for machine learning. The other thing I wanted to use ML for is to sort Legos, but that's a whole different story. So anyway, I haven't used any other new grading companies besides Tag.
Okay.
Arena Club, I know, is one. There's some other one that came out. There was also some Joker ones. I don't want to, so I don't want to give feedback on those. I really am a tag bot at this point, though.
That's what I was gonna ask. So is you will go to tag for everything except if it's something that you're thinking of reselling, you'll go to
If it
PSA.
is
Is that?
something, if it is something that'll net hundreds and hundreds of dollars,
Mm-hmm.
no, that's not even true. I pulled a Sean Strickland Black Laser First Auto from 22 Donruss,
Okay.
and I sent it to Tag because I didn't know if I wanted to keep it or sell it, but I
Yeah.
didn't think it would be worth thousands. And it
Is it
wasn't. It's
also
worth,
more affordable to do tag?
all grading companies are more affordable in the resale market than PSA. PSA is the one that commands a premium and typically only commands a premium when it's a 10.
Okay.
PSA 9s, I will say, because of the human subjectivity of grading at PSA, people will take a card, crack it out, send it there again, take a card, crack it out, send it there again. People have also taken a PSA 9, cracked it out, and gotten anything from an 8 to a 10 with tag.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
to go
thing with
down or
tag
up.
is you're only going to get that grade once because it's going to remember the card because of the imperfections on the card. So the card is basically going to get its own DNA fingerprint in their system. So if you crack this out and send it to them again, they're going to detect that it was cracked out. It's the same card. It's going to get the same grade unless it was damaged by you cracking it out.
Or one workaround would be if you also try to clean the card a little bit and fix some of the imperfections, as I've seen online. People sell kits for that.
Yeah, people do. And Tag also offers that as a little bit of an add-on service for like $1 card, just making sure there isn't any crap on it, making sure there isn't any like gross
Oh,
like
okay.
stains or something like that are at the surface level. They
I would
won't be
imagine
able.
most people want that, right? Because it helps your grading. You want the pay the extra few bucks for them to
I
take that
have
extra.
seen like where's a Chrome card? There was a here's a good flashy card. That's just a base Dominators, but
Hmm.
it's you see it, the flashy surface, and I've seen just not stained, but like it's all marked up, like fingerprints and stuff all over it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then BGS graded it, and this dude bought it, cracked it out, and he sent it to Tag, and it got a 2-point higher grade because he wiped all the fingerprints off it. So yeah, definitely, I would say
It's worth it.
a desirable service. And I don't view that as a card alteration. I just view that as getting all the shit off the card.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
You're taking the extra step to clean it and prep it.
yeah,
It's like selling
yeah,
a car. You could sell it dirty the way it is, and without
yeah,
gas, or you can get it clean
sure,
and set it up. It's just a presentation. All right, what else do we
sure.
have on the table?
Oh, when it comes to card collecting, my favorite stuff is weird stuff. So like weird case hits. These are
Gotcha.
called these are called medallions.
Not
Victorious
spinners.
debut commemorative medallion card from 2015 Chronicles. These were case hits in 2015 Chronicles, and I really
Show us
enjoy
how
manufactured
thick that
relics
is.
like that. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
show us how thick that is.
dude,
Look
it's
at
like
that.
150, 175. It's insane.
Yeah. Does
Yeah.
that one spin too, like the Shogun that you're gonna show us?
No, it does not.
Okay, okay.
I got this, I believe, from DK Cards. He has like the biggest uh, hard autograph mail in to get autograph mail back
Hmm.
collection I've ever seen. He has boards of base
Yeah.
sets that every fighter has signed their base card of.
Wild, right? Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
connecting with him next week, next Saturday.
Oh, perfect, dude. That dude's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, but he doesn't have much use for a medallion getting signed, so
Yeah.
I was
It's a
able to
little
get that
hard to
off
sign
him.
that.
Yeah. And then this is, I believe, 2013. Yeah, this is 2013 Bloodlines, which I have.
What are these run for context? What, like, do these still hold a bit of a premium or not really? You can get them for pretty cheap.
2014 does. There's a manufactured relic in 2014 Bloodlines called the Ingots.
Hmm.
Gosh, which I think I have an Anthony Pettis of. And then these I don't think have the same pull. But yeah, these spin in here. It's very bad.
You got spinners.
Very bad for the card to keep taking it out and doing that, but it's too funny. And then I have a gigantic collection of 2012 Bloodlines because that is the set that I started collecting when I started collecting. I saw the black numbered to 88 set of Bloodlines,
Hmm.
and it's not dissimilar from this, except it would be all black, and it would be just Berkman, and it's just the fighter and their name. Let me grab a few.
Yeah, show me a few of those.
But it is such an awesome set. Unfortunately, at the time, I didn't know that it was Khabib's rookie.
And you sold it, I take it?
Oh no, I can't afford it. I can't afford to even buy it. His base rookie card just sold for like $800.
Wow.
His 88 sells for 3 to 7. But this is that's the DJ. You got to see my face a tiny bit behind the camera. That's okay though. So it's always just this. Oh yeah, there's Ian. Yeah, it's always just this black background. So at the time, before I really knew what I was doing, when it comes to grading, I was like, I want to do a full set, and I want to get them all graded with BGS, because BGS at least tells me why, a little bit why.
Yeah.
And that was the thing I didn't like with all the other grading companies. I don't know why. There's no grading report. There's no specification. So at least I get these 4 numbers if I pay enough with BGS. And then Tag came out and gave me this giant grading report with high-res images and everything. And I was like, sold. I'm with you guys from now on. There's our Dodson.
Yeah.
So congrats to John Dodson for getting a draw in BKFC last night.
Oh, did he? Nice.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, Ronda.
That card's pretty expensive. That's like $75 maybe. It's only 7.5, so it's probably less.
Wow.
So I have 149 of 150 cards that are black bloodlines. I don't have the Khabib.
At this point, are you trying to only buy singles to add to your collection, or are you also enjoying possibly finding a very expensive sealed box to break on your own?
I don't have any business being this lucky. You know?
Did you hit that yourself or on Whatnot, or what's sort of
I hit it myself because of the channel. I buy boxes because of the channel. Yeah. So I bought 2 first off the line boxes, and that was the first card in the first box.
First card in the first box. Jesus.
And I sold.
How many one of ones have you hit in the whole time you've been doing this?
I've probably hit 5 or 6.
You know them off the top? What fighters?
I hit. So I've hit some freaking good ones, man. I hit Sean Strickland's Black Laser rookie, rated rookie auto. So that's his 1 of 1 from 22 Donruss rated rookie auto.
Wow.
Black Laser. And dude, in a tag slab, goddamn, that thing popped. It is probably still on my Instagram, but it is beautiful. And sold that to somebody who's a hardcore Sean Strickland collector.
Nice.
I hit a 1 of 1 Valentina Shevchenko White Sparkle 2021 Prism.
Okay.
And got that graded and sold it on auction on PWCC, and then proceeded to buy like way too many packs of 2021 White Sparkle after that. Chasing that dragon. And then I hit this, and then I also hit I hit a Tito Ortiz 1 of 1 in a 2012 Bloodlines box. This stuff. And got that graded. That's on my eBay store. And then I also hit I think I hit a Tisha Torres 1 of 1.
Nice.
Auto as well.
Very cool.
So maybe 4 or 5. I think I'm probably missing one.
I've never hit one, so that's really cool. I mean, I just started really breaking some boxes, so I think it'd be a bit wild if I had already hit a 1 of 1, but I have hit a ton of black velocities, which apparently aren't like the easiest thing to get out of here. So that's cool. It's been fun gibbies for the community.
Is that the 39? What
yeah, out of 39. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some are also not numbered, and those are the case hits as well. So I guess I've been lucky with some of those, but then again, I've only been opening like actively the 2023 Optic product, and I don't know that I'll be opening much 2024 tops, just because I'm not really a fan of that set. So I'll either wait for the price to come down to actually rip through some of it. But otherwise, like when we had Bentley on, he was doing a 2024 top, so I got to experience like that through him. But otherwise, I think I'm good to hold off. I want to see what else Fanatics brings as like the next product, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Where's Tito? There he is.
And while you
No,
look for
that's
that,
not
let
him.
me ask. This is a rookie question on my end, but I don't know if there's like a easy answer to this or not. As I've been looking for round one cards, I see round two cards as well that aren't listed as round two, and it's listed as round one. And then I
Oh
don't know if
yeah.
like the seller's trying to like pull a fast one on somebody that isn't as aware of how to distinguish one from the other. My understanding though is that they both, and tell me if I'm wrong here, they both have the same printed year on the back, right? So there's not like one easy
They're
way.
both 2009.
Exactly. So then what is I guess, what is the way to know for sure what's a round one versus a round two for a newbie like myself to this product?
This is the difference in the base set.
It's
So it's
just the
real
layout.
obvious.
Yeah.
These are both base cards. It's real obvious. This is the UFC debut is silver.
Mm-hmm.
UFC debut is white. Okay, so there
Mm-hmm.
you go.
Love it.
Also, in round one, every base card will be a versus card, similar to how this debut card is, John
Mm-hmm.
Jones debut. So this is John Jones rookie card, but it's listed as John Jones Andre Guzmão on the card, right?
It's versus. Yep.
Because that's who he came out and fought the first time, and apparently spinning back fisted to death. So, uh, so that your logo is different. Your UFC logo in round one is going to be in the upper left corner. It's down in the lower left corner on the round two. Then
Okay.
insert sets. You have to get on tradingcarddatabase.com and look at inserts.
What's that? What's that site?
tcdb.com is what I use a lot of the time to look at inserts, to look at full sets, to look at variations, relics, whatever. Like your first set of bloodlines is a round two insert set.
Those bloodlines, that's round two.
Yep.
Okay.
These came in round two. This was a round two insert set that I just finished. This is the base cards.
Yeah.
Even though they look flashy, they're not refractors. These are just the base cards. And
so talk to me about the rookie element for like Anderson Silva in round two. Would that be considered a proper rookie for Anderson Silva, that bloodline card, or would you say it's night and day difference between getting a round one Anderson Silva, any card?
Price wise, it's night and day difference. It's the bloodlines base card base insert in round two is only like $30 or $60. The round one, so
like where he's hitting what's his name, Chris Lee,
yeah, it's like value, it's night and day difference. It's a rookie card if it says UFC debut on it. Some of these guys may have had a card earlier, but it was not
Pride.
A licensed product.
Or either that, like Leaf or something like that, or I know like Silva and a few fighters have some cards through Pride, right?
Yep, and this is still UFC round one, but this is not a rookie card. This is a top 10 fights insert. So
that's nice. I'm trying to
PSA
educate
will
myself
label
on this
it.
product.
Yep, PSA will label it and stuff, but it's not. It doesn't say UFC debut on it.
And is that a Shopcott back there? What's that in the far
right
left?
Here?
Yeah, what is this?
This is my favorite fighter of all time.
I was like, you see gloves. Okay.
One of my favorite people. One of my favorite fighters of all time, probably my favorite fighter of all time, and also my favorite pop star of all time, Genki Sudo. Genki Sudo is
I'm not familiar.
Genki
Educate
Sudo,
us.
This dude understood how you need to make an impression and have an impact and be a showman.
Mm-hmm.
So he would get into the kickboxing fights and MMA fights, and he would do the robot in the ring, in the cage.
Oh, then I do know who this guy is. I'm sure I've seen his highlight. He dances and basically is able to move away from punches while he's dancing.
He cocks his arm and then punches you in the face.
Okay.
I watched a fight. I watched a fight he lost last night. He lost a decision to Masato in K1 in Japan. He's not still fighting. He's not. This is I watched an old fight, an old highlight
Oh, okay. I was
from
like,
like
Jesus.
the early 2000s, probably K1 World Max or something. And
Got it. Got it.
he did the robot the whole time, and he lost the decision. But his walkouts. You can watch his walkout highlights. And what he did is he took what he was doing. He was doing all this choreography for his walkouts and stuff, and
That's
he took it into a pop group and started an electronic pop group in Japan called World Order. And they have a song called "We Are All One." They have a song called they have a couple songs. They'll just travel the world doing choreography and stuff.
that is
It's
awesome. What's the
it
story on
is.
the card? Did you pull this or you bought it?
I had to buy this. This was imported. Um, this is a autograph card from 2005 K1
Mm-hmm.
Epoch. So Epoch is the name of the company right there.
That's
They make some
interesting.
very high quality K1 cards. Uh, 2005 Epoch. They also make a sparkle version of this. This is the base card, but not
One of
only
my
high
old toy
quality.
clients. Sorry, one of my old toy clients, like old as in like a year ago, 2 years ago. Their name is Epoch as well. So I mean, companies develop from what they used to sell to now. So I'd be curious if it's the same one or it's something different. But like
Prior
Bandai,
to
apparently, would sell
prior to
cards too.
Epoch, Bandai had
Yeah.
K1 in
Hmm.
1995. I think I've got a full base set of that. They made sparkle versions of this too, but I saw that someone, I think Broke on Cardboard, reached out to me and let me know he saw this, and I reached out to contact in Japan to go buy it from the used card store, because
Okay.
there's a couple of big stores, but they're not really on eBay. They have their own storefronts, which are
Yeah.
completely incomprehensible to an American that doesn't
Yep.
speak
Yep.
Japanese. And I was like, I just sent this guy a message because I have his email. I was like, hey, I think this is for sale at this store. I will pay you whatever you need to get it to me.
To
And
go
he
get it
went
for
and
me.
did it. Yep.
That's
And then
awesome.
I sent it to Tag, and it's a freaking gem mint. And it really is a gem mint. It
It's
is.
wild that you bought it ungraded and it graded a 10. That's insane.
It's just an incredible card, and I needed this inscription because this is what he goes by. Like, he's the guy that would have the flag with all the countries of the world's flags on it. He would
Yeah.
hold this banner up and it would say "We are all one" across it. I need that in my life. So
We like
it's
what we like.
it's truly incredible. If you have a minute to go on and watch like World Order Machine Civilization or World Order We Are All One, go watch those music videos. They are so good, dude. They are
I'm gonna
so
watch
good.
some of his fights too. So it's funny. This is what I like about doing this. Jeremy from Great Horse, right? He got me on Andy Hug. So
Yeah.
like that
Oh
to me,
yeah,
like
dude.
he's so good. It was fun watching that. So I want to go back and learn more about this guy's career as well and what
Did
he
you
did
watch
outside the
did you
octagon.
watch some Hug highlights?
I did. I watched this story about how he ended up getting sick, and it was a sad like ending to it.
Yeah.
He died. He died young.
This axe kicking motherfucker.
Yeah.
Just the best, dude. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's how the Horseman and I kind of became correspondent on Instagram and stuff, is because my podcast co-host is Swiss and grew up watching Hug in K1.
Mm.
And that means that instead of ripping MMA cards on my channel, a lot of the time I'm just ripping K1 cards from
Okay,
like the
one card.
90s.
Yeah. No, that's fun. That's fun. All right. Well, I think we can pivot to our next segment before your camera runs out of juice. So let me get this
It's
set up.
crazy, dude. It likes you. It has not bitched at me at all yet. It's not like this normally.
All right, guys. So we are about to jump into Doers Rumble and Rips, where we rip through some product. The nice thing about this is we have some optic boxes here that we're going to select one to rip through. The PCs that we're going to be keeping is Weili or Joanna. If anything comes out of there that is one of those two fighters, our friend here, Luke, is going to keep that. Everything else is going to be a giveaway for the community. The way to participate in the giveaway is going to be very simple. Subscribe to both of our channels, comment on this video, and we're going to select a few winners. Because, as you know, there's not just one hit in here. There's typically a few. So we'll divvy up how many prizes that's going to be, whether it's 2, 3, 4. We'll decide that at the end. But for now, Luke, I want you to pick a number. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Which one do you want to go with?
Oh, we got to take number 3.
Number 3. All right, so we're going to pick 3.
Dude.
Put that down there. Put that back over here.
Dude.
And what is that? What are we looking at?
Silver round 1. Josh Berkman rookie.
Yeah.
Silver. Out of 288. Dude.
I like.
Dude.
And then Luke, were you gonna rip through your Topps product as well, just to jump in on the fun on this, or did you want to save that?
No, I'll save it because I need to sit down at my desk and actually watch you work. I'll just show this off because Chicken pulled this for me right off the bat.
I saw that.
First pack.
That's
oh my
so nice.
Freaking God.
That is
Gold
nice.
Rogan. That might actually pay for one of the packs.
How often are you on Whatnot? Probably too much, or is it just Chicken that you really interact with and a few of the other big channels, reputable channels there?
At this point, just Chicken.
Okay. Yeah,
I used to do a lot of breaks. I used to buy into a lot of breaks and lose my ass all the time. I believe one of the guys calls it getting clapped. And
getting clapped.
Why? So I've got a channel where I ostensibly open cards and like talk about cards. I probably shouldn't have other people opening my cards for me. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I mean, it's fun though. That's the thing though. The platform makes it fun to jump in. I know that I do a few just to support some of the channels and just like vibe out with the guys. But you have to put a limit to it for sure.
No, it absolutely has that feel of a craps table with everyone egging you on to spend more money you can't afford to spend. That's a good card.
Afford. And Shamrock,
that Shamrock's good. I like that Shamrock. I didn't know he was in this.
And we have Alexander Pantoja.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, but Chicken did me right. That's for sure.
Did you how much Immaculate product did you rip through?
I only ripped that one box. I sold the other one after I hit that 1 of 1.
Oh, really? You didn't need it. You didn't get greedy at that point.
I'm not. So that's the other thing about breaking, and it's been going around a lot more lately because of the somebody started auditing breakers. Is that card thick for some reason? That light?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah. So there's some like new channel on Instagram and app that is like auditing breakers and how much money they cost. And
oh, really? I didn't know that. What? Yeah, tell me more about that.
Ultimately, it's like they're making double their money or more. And I don't have a problem with people making money. But it's not something that I want to pursue. Like if I buy a card on auction on DC Sports on eBay, and it costs me $5, I have to sell it for $10 in order to. Who's that? Oh, Matt, the Terra, Terra Sarah. I love it.
That's
nice.
22 out of 79. Not bad.
Out of 79, that's a good card. That's a good giveaway.
Yeah, that's a really good giveaway. All right, keep going. Yep.
So and. If I make 10% on something, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So if I buy a card on auction after all the taxes and all the fees and all the takeaway of reselling it and everything, I have to sell it for double in order to make 10%. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like there's nowhere where I can buy into a break and hit something big enough, often enough to make that worthwhile. So I just kind of stop doing it unless it's cool old shit like old round 1 cards, because then I don't care what I get. I just get something.
Look at that, brother. Look at that. Let's fucking go.
Manifesting Zhang Weili cards on the MMA Love podcast.
Whoa. Let's bring that up.
That's insane.
This is one of the first times that this happens. Hell yeah.
Dude, manifesting Zhang Weili cards. I still, to this day, do not have a ZW auto of hers. Now I have my first one. That's awesome. Dude, the Optigraphs logo is just like the MMA Love logo.
I've noticed. I've noticed. Was that intentional?
No,
your channel. Yours came out first.
Man. Matt made this. They stole this. Look at that thing.
Look at that.
MMA Love podcast. MMA Love Optigraphs. Let's go.
Oh, that is a big one. I love it. I
If you
love
buy
that.
if you buy a card from me on eBay, you will typically get one of those stickers in the
One of
mail
those
with your
stickers.
card. Yeah, and some base. I try to send people like you know how like 80% of Panini's cards are off center and shitty. I try to send all those out as just base cards. With even if you buy a $3 card, you're getting like 3 or 5 of those cards. Just send them out. That way you can give them to your kids or throw them in the trash where they belong. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
That's
See,
insane. I'm
that,
stoked. We're manifesting. What else should we
yeah.
manifest? Is
Yeah.
Tatsu
We
Taira in
wanted him.
this?
He is. He is.
Oh, we got to manifest Tatsu Taira.
We hit a nice one of him with Jay Money from UFC
Oh,
Card Breaking.
we got to manifest that.
See what we got back here, and then in my house.
That's good. My house. Is that red?
That's
Or is that
yeah,
just
just
how
red.
those look?
Yeah, those. That's just how those look.
Oh, okay.
That's such a good
I have
one.
not ripped
Bailey.
any of this product.
Really?
Yep.
That I find hard to believe. I didn't know that.
Joe's Card Stash sent me a red or a blue Joanna auto because the Optograph logo looks like the MMA Love logo, and he thought that was funny, so he sent it to me. And now I have a Zhang Weili to go with it. I'm stoked, man.
That's so dope.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's an awesome hit. I think the only other time it wasn't a PC, but somebody predicted what they would want to get out of the cards, and they said a Raul Rosas, and so that when we got that was with Zach Fox Alarm Trading. Shout out.
Yeah.
And we were able to hit that too. So that's like probably the closest thing to what just happened. But this is the first like solid PC that we hit. You know,
you gotta ask your other. You gotta do a retro with your other guests and ask them if they think Tatsu Taira is overrated or not.
I should add him in there. So you know, it's funny, folks that have been watching this, they'll know that I wasn't too familiar with him because I hit cards of him all the time, and I was like, I can't tell you that I've tracked him enough to be aware of his early career so far. But folks have told me like, no, he's actually going to be a competitor in his division. So track him.
He will be champ in 125, and the reason I say that is because he displays the same level of phases of the game that Zhang Weili did that made me such a fan of hers. When she fought, I think her name was Jessica Aguilar, but it may have been some other Jessica. She fought a Jessica and had the Jessica in a triangle, and Zhang Weili was on the bottom and could not get the triangle tight enough. So instead of continuing to struggle, just started ripping elbows from the bottom into the woman's face and
got it done.
and then went back after she knocked her silly with 3 or 4 elbows from the bottom, and there's blood flying everywhere.
Oof.
Turned to an armbar and got the armbar. So it's transitioned from triangle to elbows to armbar and got the finish. And that's when I was like, oh my God, this is the best MMA I've ever seen out of a woman ever. That is ridiculous. Because I want to see in a fighter the phases and the transition between phases to not be chunky and choppy and interruptible. And that's what she was showing me. And that's the same thing Taira does. When you watch Taira scramble and use strikes on the ground between submission attempts or to get out of bad situations, it reminds me of that.
I'm excited to go and watch some of his highlights.
Yeah, he's good, man. He's really good. And he's young. He's going to get better. That's also like very exciting. I know.
He looks like a baby. How old is he? He's like early 20s.
Yeah, I think so. I need to get some Taira cards. We gotta manifest some Taira cards in this box.
We'll see what else we get in here. So far, I don't think there's a hit in this pack right here. Let's see. All right, so that means we're saving another auto in our packs here. We got another.
There's 2 autos in this.
It should be 2 autos. Yeah, we have 7 more packs. I don't know that I've ever hit one of these optics that only has 1 auto. So let's not manifest that.
I saw one, but yeah, I think it's pretty rare. It was also like, I think this is 2023.
Yeah.
Is that right? So this is them getting out of the product too, which means there's going to be more autos. And them getting rid of stickers and stuff like they did with Chronicles, with 2023 Chronicles. They just had all those red autos and blasters. Like every 3 boxes, you get one.
Mm-hmm.
Same kind of deal.
What are your thoughts on sticker auto?
Oh, I would prefer on card for sure.
On card, but do you mind Do you mind then a nice Weili sticker auto, for example?
No, if the card is cool, like the font matches my podcast font that my co-host made, then of course.
All day. You'll take
Uh-oh.
that all day. Miranda
Oh,
Maverick.
I may have lost him.
Yeah, something happened
There he
there
is.
on my end.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
You can
we're
still
good.
hear
We're
me?
good. Yeah, I can hear you. We're still here, baby.
Yeah, that was a weird one. I don't know why that happened.
It's okay.
All
I was gonna start vamping about Joanna Champy, but that's okay.
What we got?
So
All right,
then
we got another hit. We got another hit in here.
Oh yes.
Let's
Hell
see.
yes. Give me the
Fourth
hits.
card. Let's see. Bobby Knuckles just got announced against Kamzat. Who do you have on that?
I am 50-50 on that fight, but I'm only 50-50 because it's being held in Saudi Arabia. I think Bobby Knuckles has it. Is that a gold or an orange?
That's an orange. Kevin Lee out of 49. Not the greatest one, but we'll take it.
Dude, there's some dude. What happened to Kevin Lee?
He left. He came back. He left.
A monthly question on the MMA Love podcast. What could have been Kevin Lee?
Yeah,
dude looks
Kevin
like a
Lee,
world beater half the time.
Kevin Lee was someone that definitely just took his eye off the ball. I think that's what it was, because then he started getting into his own head and started losing fights that he was looking pretty good in, or should have been able to control. But
sports psychologists needed.
Yeah, exactly. Check it out. So I ran a poll on Twitter, now X, of who would win between Khamzat Chimaev or Robert Whitaker, and for the longest it was like 50-50. It ended up being, I want to say, 51-49 in favor of Khamzat.
Yeah, and I think that's just because most people are on the Beard Brigade train. Mm-hmm. If you think about it, like what happens if Robert makes it out of round one? What happens? Like,
Stephanie,
is that an Egger auto?
That's an auto.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Look at that.
Nuh-uh. Dude. Egger.
Bang.
Dude. Swiss.
Bang.
The only Swiss fighter, the only Swiss woman in the UFC. Probably not in the UFC anymore.
Not Stephanie numbered, Egger. But we'll take it. Lazy auto, I feel. Here, let me show you this. But I shouldn't be speaking because my autograph is no better than this.
I have 4 Stephanie Egger autographs so far. S. Egger. Seger. They all look like that. Because you have to sign 2,000 or 5,000 stickers. It's you're gonna get a little lazy by the end.
And then you got a Khabib Dominators. But yeah, exactly right. You have to go through so many that you see why it's easy to have a lazy auto. That's not actually that lazy if you think about it. That's a lot of work for as many stickers.
Zhang used to sign in Chinese. It took like 60 strokes of the pen to write her name. Now she just does ZW. It's 2 strokes. I don't blame her.
Max Holloway and Aaron Blanchfield.
All right.
Keep going.
When do you have this being published?
This is going to come out after 300.
Okay, so we're recording on the morning of Blanche versus Firo. Do you have a pick in that fight, Doer?
I don't. I haven't dug in enough to really have an opinion one way or another.
You know that we're a pro Euro podcast on the MMA Love podcast. You know.
Okay,
that, right?
So then I know who you're going for then.
Well, you have to. You know what Manon's nickname is?
No, what is it?
The Beast.
Okay.
She is enormous for the division. She could fight at 135.
She is really big. I saw that face off and I was like, yikes, she's tall and she's not like lean either. So
that's a great rated rookie. He just lost, but it's good.
199. Yeah, I didn't lie.
He's very good.
He was the favorite in that, right? And he lost.
Oh yeah.
And not a close fight either. I thought he didn't look that great.
The thing about having fights for a living is you only get 3 days of work a year to make your money, if you're lucky. Everybody can have a bad night. I think Javid's very good.
He had a 13 or 12 fight winning streak. It was like pretty like impressive winning streak. This is our last pack. How do you think then Aaron loses tonight?
Probably just gets tired out trying to take Firo down. I know Talia Santos is big for the division as well, so I could certainly be wrong, but I think she probably just gets tired out trying to take Furrow down, and then Furrow puts the pressure up.
Got it. And who do you got on the? Because I was gonna go into Max Holloway when I saw him. Who do you got against Max and Gaethje?
I have to pick Max. Blessed is best, baby.
In my house. All right, so we'll do a recap. And yeah, and you said Max Holloway. You had him as, I think you said he's one of the best MMA fighters ever. So
Max is so good.
Tell me, where this conviction for Max comes from. Because I'm a huge fan. I love to hear that, but I'm just surprised.
He is. So it doesn't come from any kind of technical analysis whatsoever. It is that Max is awesome and is an awesome person and skateboards and surfs and is Hawaiian and generally seems cool and like not shitty.
Yeah.
And beyond all those things, goes in and fights his ass off every single time. That fight should be so good between him.
I hope so. I hope it's not an early finish. I really hope it's not an early finish.
How insane would it be if Max Holloway showed up with 10 more pounds of weight and threw with power?
Like his latest vlogs, I don't think you've watched these since you don't really catch up with too much with this, but his latest vlog videos, he's in a mental state where it's just different. He's like a dog right now. He looks thicker in the right way. It's weight and muscle that's been added where it's not too much where it's going to play a cardio effect. But I'm excited to see what he can do, and I think he could shock the world. But I also don't love the idea of him laying out Justin Gaethje if that's what the MMA gods want, because I have love for Gaethje too.
I am totally okay with Gaethje getting laid out
because of what he did to DP.
Perfectly happy to see that. No, but it's fine. Like it's if I'm really excited for the same reasons because I think Max has fought at 155 before, but it was without any kind of real bulk up period. I think it was to save a card or something like that, if I recall correctly. And I really want to see what does Max actually look like? How much power does he throw with? Did he lose any speed? And dude, Gaethje is just a war god. Like he will kick you. He will break my fucking leg if he kicked me. That's how hard he can. Is insane. You go back and watch his World Series of Fighting fights, and he's like disabling people with calf kicks. Like he's getting like more than one finish by calf kick.
And what's insane is he doesn't have this built to him that makes you think he has this heavy, like impactful kick. But the way that he leaves his opponents is insane.
Baseball bat for a foot.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah. No, he knows how to land that properly, just like Alex Pereira too. It's just these kicks.
Yep.
They just have thick bones. But let's do a recap real quick. So again, we did it, guys. We did it. We got Luke a win.
Manifested. I'm not. I don't think I can let you give that one away because I don't have one.
No. That's what we set up in the beginning, right? Anything that was a PC is yours automatically. So if this would have been a Joanna, that would have been yours.
If it was just a red prism parallel or something,
it would have still been yours. It would have been your choice to give away, but it would have still been yours.
This is a little too.
No, of course not.
That's a little too good, man.
People understand that. That is yours, okay? And now these are going to be our givvies. So we have the Edgar givvy. We have the Matt out of 79 givvy. Then we have our orange Kevin Lee out of 49 givvy.
Nice.
And then we have our Javit out of 199. So I think, let me know what combo makes sense. Do you think combining maybe the two best cards with the two other higher numbered cards, so maybe do like the Otto and the Kevin Lee as one givvy, and then do the Matt Serra and Javit as the other one?
I would actually switch
which
Kevin Lee with one of those in your other hand.
Yep.
I think that the Serra is dope because he knocked out. Yep. I think that's pretty good. I think that your left hand is definitely stronger, but I think that's pretty good because I still think Javid's a prospect.
Yeah.
From a prospect watch perspective, I don't think any of these cards gain value though.
Well, thank you for saying
No,
No, but
now
look,
what I'm gonna do? No, what I'm gonna do?
what are we gonna do?
Because you're gonna mail me that, right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm gonna
so
mail.
I'm gonna mail you. I'm gonna mail you this, and I'll save you the postage on having to send these to our winners.
Okay, you're gonna do that. I'm gonna before you mail that out. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna mail you this too, so that you have
Ah.
the possibility if your listener wants to gamble.
Eesh.
If Jamal Hill wins, this is worth $20,
Yeah. Now we're
right?
giving people money.
Okay, now that we're just giving people money, maybe.
It's like a
I still got
scratcher.
that fight 50-50. Dude, if this dude's foot works, if his Achilles actually works, he has a very good chance of winning
That's
that
the
fight because
only
he,
reason
he
I'm
lays
picking
people
Alex
out.
versus Jamal, just because I don't know where his foot is and he's coming off of that layoff. But
Yeah,
otherwise, if it was just a fair 1-to-1, they've been active, my money would be Jamal.
yeah, yeah. This dude hits hard,
Yeah,
lays people out. So that's
yeah,
going to you. You can do with that what you will.
I
Because
love it.
I really do appreciate the Zhang Weili card, and I feel bad. I feel like I'm stealing it from your viewers. I'm
Oh no,
keeping
not at all. No, no, no. People know. People know. This is the setup. We have our PCs, and typically we only hit base cards of the PC. So I am super happy and excited that we finally hit a big card of your PC that means something to you. And I think folks are going to understand. They're gonna want you to have this. So look at that, Joanna. Look at that.
it's gonna
That's a
go into
screenshot
tag with
right
this.
there. That's a
Yep,
screenshot right there.
there it is. Oh,
Sheesh.
dropped it.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So as a reminder, all you got to do is subscribe, comment to this video, let us know what you most disagreed with on the overrated, on the underrated, properly rated, overrated that Luke gave us. Okay, tell us what you most disagreed with, and we're gonna select two winners. One winner is going to get these two cards as a giveaway. We will ship those out, and then our next winner is going to take this as well. All right. So all you
Wow.
got to do is subscribe and comment on the video.
Yes,
But
just criticize my horrible takes. I love it.
Luke, is there anything else you want to leave the folks with before I
No,
let you
I
get
think
on to your
there's plenty.
Saturday?
We have plenty. We did a lot. We did a lot. We covered a lot.
I
So
told you we would.
watched,
I told you we
watched the
would.
fights. Very good.
Yeah.
Very fun. Thanks for having me on, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you being on. And yeah, it was definitely fun. We'll catch the fights tonight. And guys, if you like this type of content, you know what to do. Please subscribe, comment across all socials. We'll make sure to blast that here. Until next time, this has been Doers Taking Breaks. Doer out.